The following program is powered by Ride the Wave Media.
Introducing the best podcast in Utah, Radio Daybreak. Here are your hosts, just Blane and Becks.
Oh yes, here we go. Best podcast in Utah, Radio Daybreak. Just Blane here. I'm at the pool again at Novel Daybreak by Crescent Communities.
We're at the pool today.
Okay. Becks is here today, and when I say I'm at the pool, we're at the pool.
Yes.
We're actually inside, right? Like
Yeah.
we're
Here at Novel.
we're at Novel Daybreak.
Yes.
Inside.
We love this place. So this is where we hold our weekly DBC meetings.
Right here.
Yep. Just right out here in the game room. Every Wednesday, you guys should come out, check it out, 1 to 2:30 p.m. We host and cater a fantastic lunch.
That's right.
And love our friends and community here at Novel. They are absolutely wonderful. So Blane, tell us what we've got coming up.
There's a lot going on. Let's see. Saturday this week, we've got Fizz Fest going on. It's
We
at
do.
Soda Row.
Yep.
What time is that thing happening?
Oh gosh, I know it's at night, so
6 to 8 p.m., 6 to 10 p.m., somewhere in there.
Something like that.
There's a big day going on in that area because the farmer's market will be out there. I'm not sure if the farmer's market is actually at Soda Row.
I know, we reached out to our good friend Laura Gaylord that runs the farmers market, so we're still waiting to hear back because we do have so much going on this weekend.
Worst
here at
case is
Daybreak.
the farmer's market will be across the street at that park.
Yeah,
So
there
get out
you
there to that. What else is going on? What do
There you go. T-Swizz is coming. T-Swizzle's gonna be here.
Like the T-Swift?
Well, I mean,
A cover band.
the cover band.
Look, my heart stopped for a second.
I'm sorry.
My heart stopped for a second.
She'll be here on October 3rd, I think it is.
Okay.
The Saturday the 3rd, yep. So she is going to be the headliner, right?
All right.
And what else we got going on? Who's today's guest?
Who do we
should
have
get
on today?
To our guest.
Speaking of guests, last week's guest, let's talk about him.
Oh,
Brian
yes,
Benson from
Brian.
RDB Lego. That's our RDB Lego is our promo code at brickslopes.com. This week's guest.
Yes.
I've been so, you know what, I need this week's guest. It's Heather Dawn. And I've been
She's
so
amazing.
riled up. It's been a wild week, been a wild little while.
Oh, July has been, right? We've had a lot going on in the month of July, so we need this next guest.
So let's get to her right now.
Let's do it.
All right, here she is. We brought our guest in. Before we get to her, though, I got to say, Bex told me that she went to this amazing thing that like calmed her down and all this stuff a couple weeks back. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty riled up right now. My last little stint here, 2 weeks or so, has been pretty chaotic. So I needed this. This, Heather Dawn.
It's
Please
so true.
calm me down. Please calm me
Welcome
down.
to the show, Heather. Blane needs you.
Thank you. Well, it's what I'm here for.
So tell us. First of all, you're a breathwork master, Reiki, all the things. But tell us, who are you? Like, who are you?
Yeah. I am an intuitive healer. I'm a spiritual leader, and I use the modalities of breathwork and Reiki. I'm also a yoga and meditation teacher. So I am all about combining body, mind, and soul for healing and really just getting through everyday life because it's not easy. As I've heard, you have this.
You're talking to Blane right now.
Yeah.
He knows this.
No, don't get. Hey, I don't want to get it too twisted out there. Mine are first world problems, so don't let me. There's people that got way worse who need this right here. Not saying I don't, because we've all got a level of something that needs to be lifted. It's like it's a weight on us. It's something that you, from the words of Bex, you helped her with. Like, you can do this. First real question right out of the gate. Why? Like, what led you to this?
Yeah.
All right. A little backstory.
Because this has been a while, not to interrupt, Heather, I'll let you get to that question, but like clear back from 2008, right? Like your first yoga.
Wow.
So yeah, maybe start there, just back a few years.
Okay. Let's go way back. So yeah, I had a friend that invited me to a yoga class, and it wasn't just any regular yoga class. It was hot yoga. It was a 90-minute hot yoga class. And the entire time I felt like I was going to die. I was sweating in places I didn't know you could sweat.
I love me some hot yoga. It's so good.
Yeah. However, I made it through the full class, and I just remember lying there in Shavasana, and I had never felt so good and so at peace, and also so at home within my own body. And so that's what brought me back. And I kept practicing for, I would say, close to a year. And then I just had this strong feeling that I needed to teach this.
Wow.
And I didn't go into hot yoga teacher training because that particular training was ridiculously expensive. Also, it was out of town, and I just couldn't do that at the time. So I just searched for a local 200-hour yoga teacher training that I could just do on the weekends. And I found one, and it was completely different than what I had been practicing. It was hatha yoga, more vinyasa flow style. And I remember the first weekend, I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, this is so much harder than I thought it would be. But there was still that feeling of I needed to do this. It was just that soul calling. And again, every time I practice yoga, and still to this day, it's this coming home to myself. And I don't know if you have like a passion of yours where it's this feeling that you can't really describe.
Yeah.
But you just know that you're meant to be doing it. And so that really just started that journey and kind of my spiritual awakening of, there's a lot more to this world than just the physical. And I really got into a very physical practice, but there's a lot more spiritual and emotional components that come along with it. So it was just this natural progression of practicing and teaching yoga. And then fast forward quite a few years after I had my daughter. She'll actually be 9 this coming Sunday. So
happy birthday.
Thank you. So about 9 years ago, I found meditation. And so I started meditating after I had my daughter. And I started really slow, just 5 minutes a day, because I'm sure if you've tried meditating before, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy to sit down. You think that you're going to be clearing your mind, and instead you have so many thoughts. And so, but I just started with 5 minutes, and then every week was like, okay, I'm just going to add 1 more minute. And I didn't stick with it every single day. I missed a lot of days, but what I started to notice was how I felt on the days that I meditated versus the days that I didn't. And that's what solidified the practice for me. Was I liked the version of me who meditated versus the version who didn't.
Wow.
And so that's when it just became a non-negotiable practice every single day. And around the same time, I found Kundalini yoga and meditation. And Kundalini they call it the sister science of yoga, but it's really a combination of meditation, breath work, chanting, mantra, and mudras. And so you're kind of doing the same thing, whether it's a breathwork practice or maybe it's a move where you're holding your arms up for 3 minutes at a time. So it's not easy. But I loved it because it was just overcoming these obstacles within myself. And then that translated to my outer reality, how I would come up against a challenge and knew that I could move through it because I can hold my arms up in the air for 3 minutes long. I can
do hard.
Yeah, exactly. But what I loved the most about Kundalini was the breathwork practice. And I just noticed that, some of the practices were even just 1 minute long, and I felt my whole energy shift. And so I knew that was so powerful. And so again, fast forward years after that, I on Instagram, I found Dr. Corey and Jess. They're also known as the Healing Couple. And they were my breathwork mentors. Not at the time, but this is how I found them, was through Instagram. And I ended up doing one of their breathwork practices. They teach the reset breathwork method. And it was that same feeling that I had when I went to my first yoga class of like, I need to be doing this. So one day I just got this intuitive hit that I needed to reach out to them and join their teacher training. And the funny thing is that they said that their enrollment ended the day prior. They're like, but we still have one spot open. And so if you apply over the weekend, we'll let you know on Monday. And I bet you can guess, I ended up getting that final spot. And so that was a little over 2 years ago. And my life completely changed from that training alone. And I went on to do their level 2 teacher training. So I'm a level 2 certified breathwork facilitator, and I'm now a mentor in their teacher training. So it's been
so Heather, people that don't know what breathwork, I mean, that is an amazing journey. And then, you know, I don't necessarily believe in all of these coincidences. I think things kind of in a path kind of lead you, you know, to where you ended up. But for people who don't know what breathwork is, they've never done this, can you maybe go through a couple breaths, or, you know, what we're doing, what that looks like? Because a lot of people don't know what this is.
Yes. And I feel like it's a buzzword right now.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of thrown around, you know, for everyone to be like, okay, what exactly is it? Because there's so many different modalities, similar to yoga or meditation. There's so many different styles. And so breathwork at its core is conscious awareness of your breath and then changing or controlling it for a desired outcome. And so the breath that I teach is, like I said, the reset breathwork method. And so it's a 3-part conscious connected breathing pattern. And it's something that we do. It's a long form breathwork journey. And so we do this specific breathing pattern for a long period of time for a desired outcome. And so I guess I can demo what it looks like.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Blane,
I love
you
it.
should do this with her. It's so powerful. He's right.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to have you come to a comfortable seat. Place one hand over your belly, one hand over your heart. Your mouth is going to be open the entire time. You're going to breathe into your belly, so filling it up like a Buddha belly, and then up into your chest, and then out. So do that a few times. You can close the eyes. Belly, chest, out. Belly, chest, out. Good. One more. Belly, chest, out.
All right.
You can let it go. Whew. Do you feel that shift already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine doing that for about 20 to 30 minutes.
I'd probably pass out the first time.
Oh, go ahead, Blane.
You know what I'm saying? I'd probably pass out the first time because I'd end up, you know, hyperventilating or something. But yes, I could see this being very, very useful.
Yeah. And, you know, many people may be nervous about that, but I'm there supporting you and guiding you the entire way. And your body's so intelligent. It's not going to allow you to get to that state, especially when you have someone there watching you and supporting you. And so if you start to feel like you're getting to that point, you can always slow it down. You can return to nasal breathing, go back into it. So it's more about getting out of the thinking mind and into your feeling body.
I'm glad you said that, Heather, because
I want to jump in. I'll jump in right now and say that this is your Instagram right now. We're seeing it visually where you're doing it belly, chest. That's what I am at. I am Heather Dawn right here. That's what your Instagram is. Go ahead, Bex. I didn't want to.
Oh no, that's great. That was a perfect segue. So I was just saying, I'm glad that you mentioned that it is, yes, you're doing that breathing, but it's also when you attend one of your classes, you set the intention at the beginning of the class. And the one that I went to was, we were envisioning some things and the person that you want to become, who you are. And it was interesting, Blane, because I was wearing my Ride the Wave media shirt. And so it was funny because I'm sitting in that class. Yes, I have my black shirt on and it says Ride the Wave on the sleeve, right, Blane? So Heather actually mentioned in our class, again, I think things, are said and happen for a reason. And I went to that class just kind of feeling a little bit, just kind of like your week, Blane, down and out, not really sure what to expect. And Heather's like, just trust me and ride the wave. Right. And I was like, I had it on my sleeve and I'm like, okay, she's like talking directly to me. And I had such a powerful experience in that I am a very A personality. I know you guys don't know that's about me. But very A personality, and it's hard for me to get out of my head. And so I appreciate you saying, concentrating on that breathing. And then as you're talking, and then you incorporate some sound bath with that session as well. There's nothing else that you're thinking about other than that breath work and then the words that you're helping to guide through. And it is a very safe, peaceful, it's hard to give words to the feelings that I was feeling through that session because it was just so impactful and almost kind of surreal, not an out of body experience. That's a little much, but just, the feelings that you're feeling are definitely like higher level. And I left energized.
Now, but when you walk into one of these sessions, does she hand you a little cup of Kool-Aid or something?
Oh, I wish. I know. I'm like, I was not on acid.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm kidding.
I know it's hard to define. You're going to have to go, Blane.
This sounds like an incredible experience, but I want to know, like, how does this breath work and stuff? Is there scientific stuff, or what is it that that helps release the emotions that people got stored up from past trauma or whatever it may be? We've all got trauma of some kind. Is this the type of thing that can help release that? Is there scientific evidence behind it?
Yes. All of this has been scientifically proven. It's actually a very ancient practice. And it's interesting because breath work actually was developed around like 60s, 70s when certain drugs started to become illegal. And so they wanted to find a natural way to,
Blane, you were onto something.
Because they were using a lot of, these drugs to heal trauma for people. And then that was illegal. And so they wanted to find, a natural way that they could continue their work of healing trauma. And that's where breathwork was founded, in being able to offer the same thing. And so we call it getting high on your own supply. That's what it feels like when you go through
You're
a
right.
Yeah. Yes. But there is science-backed proof of this. And so our body is the record keeper of everything that we've ever experienced. And for a lot of us, we either haven't been taught how to process, we don't have the tools, or we don't give ourselves the time or space to allow ourselves to feel what we need to feel. Because when you feel things, you bring them to the surface so that you can heal them. And if we don't, what we're doing is we're stuffing it in deeper down into our bodies. And that's when we start to feel pain in the body. We start to feel anxious, stressed, and so many other different diseases can manifest because we are not facing our trauma. And so what we do in a breathwork session is we are bypassing the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is basically everything that's happening right now. And that's only 5% of your brain. What we're doing is we're getting into the subconscious, and that's 95% that's really what's running the show, is our subconscious mind. So that's all of our memories, all of our belief systems, all of our conditioning, everything that we've picked up from childhood. And if you want to get really deep, it could even be ancestral trauma.
Mm.
Mm.
And so breath work, we again are bypassing the conscious mind, getting into the subconscious. And what we're kind of doing is like distracting the mind so that we can start to rewire the brain. And so I will bring in affirmations. And if you've tried doing affirmations in the past, for me, it was never something that felt like it worked, because it's like, yeah, I'm saying this thing, but I don't really believe it.
Mhm.
And that's because you're in your conscious mind.
Mhm.
But when you're distracting that part of the mind and you're getting into like the deeper parts where you can start to change your belief system just through breath work and then bringing in the affirmations, that's when it really starts to stick. And so that's why mindset work, it's important, but it's only one tiny piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And so doing the somatics, the body-based practices in conjunction with mindset work is where you're going to find that long-lasting transformation.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you incorporate that. If you haven't been to one of Heather's classes, I really encourage you to go, because of it's not just breath work, right? And then I wanted to touch just a little bit because you and your mom, Debbie, who also happens to be my neighbor,
Oh,
combine breath work and sound healing. So talk about a little bit about that. Oh, it's such an awesome experience. Blane, you're going. I'm volunteering. You're going.
hey, you don't have to pull my leg to go. I'll be there. I'll go.
Yeah.
Yes. So breathwork and sound healing are both really powerful modalities on their own, but there's something so special when you bring them together. And so I will guide you through a full breathwork journey. And then at the end, my mom takes over and she does the sound healing. And so what you're doing is you've done all this work in, because it is called breath work. I know you've mentioned that it's very peaceful and calming, but you're doing work.
It's pretty intense though too.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. Yeah. Like,
exactly.
I mean, I was tingly. I was like, you keep your comments to yourself, Blane. I know what you're thinking. But I was like tingly through my arms and like feeling tingles in my head. It was super cool.
Yes.
But yeah, it was work.
Yes.
I believe it.
Yeah. So sound healing, again, another modality that's been scientifically proven, but it's we're all energetic beings and we all vibrate at different frequencies. Well, so do sound instruments. And so when we are playing different sound instruments, it reacts with your body and the frequency within you, and it can facilitate healing within your body as well. In fact, they use the gong at the Huntsman Cancer Institute because they've found that cancer cells don't like the frequency of the gong.
Wow.
And so it can heal so many different ailments within the body. And then it can also just provide, stress relief, peace, calm, really just anything that your body is needing at that time. So you do all the work in breath work, and then you get to just fully relax and be bathed in this sound frequency. And it's a bunch of different instruments that my mom will play. And
when is the next one of these? Like, when can I come to this?
This Wednesday, July 17th. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but it's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And then the next one after that is August 4th. We always do a Sunday morning class, and then we'll do another evening class, either like a Thursday or Friday. So August 4th, that's at 10 a.m. So
where can they sign up for that?
I have, I just have everyone sign up on my email list and send out the link. I actually post it in the Daybreak Facebook group as well at the beginning of every month. So if you catch those posts, then you can sign up there. You can reach out to me via email if you're interested in coming as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, I got to ask about this because a lot of this stuff I'm hearing doesn't sound like you got to be in person. You're like, you don't have to physically be with these people. Now, tell me what the breath current is. What is the breath current?
So that is my virtual breathwork platform. And I created this because this was a big part of my journey as well, was, you know, these in-person classes are amazing and there's a different energy to that, but I needed something that I could do daily. And so that's why I created this. Is they're shorter breathwork practices, a bunch of different modalities of the breath. And like I said, breathwork is all about changing or controlling your breath for a specific outcome. So you can find videos, they're between 5 and 20 minutes. I wanted to make it really accessible for everyone. You could wake up, do this before work, do this in the middle of your day, at the end of your day, whenever you could fit it in. And so you can find videos for stress relief, letting go of anxiety, letting go of anger, really heavy emotions. But then there's also, you know, if you are calling in something that you desire, something that you want to manifest, if you need more energy, there's practices for all of that. And so you can do that virtually from home.
It's incredible.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing, Heather. And I just have to say, again, thank you so much for being on the show. I really encourage everybody to take one of your classes. We'll definitely share that link that you send out. We'll send that, share that with our listeners as well. Blane, what last minute thoughts do you have, friend?
I can't wait to get to one of these things. So you said it's July 17th and then August the 4th. Was that what I heard?
Yep, that's correct.
I might be at both of those.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We may show up. We may record some of this. I might have to come in there and get a little video or something. And I hope I don't pass out. Is it going to be as hot? Are we doing a hot yoga session? Because we just got to go outside for that right now, right?
No, it'll be at my mom's home. And so it's nice and comfortable. And yeah, we encourage you to even bring blankets, because sometimes you can feel, you know, really hot or really cold when you're in a session. So it's every session is different.
Hey, we'll be there. So it's at I am Heather Dawn. That's across the social media platforms. I'm assuming we'll get the links out there. Can't wait to tell people about the experience after I go do it, like Becks did.
You're gonna do it.
Like I said, you don't have to drag me there. I'm ready to show up right now. Heather, are you open right now? Can I come over?
Yeah, totally.
Your own personal session today, for sure, friend.
Yes, and I do private sessions as well. So
that's right.
You feel comfortable doing a group.
I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
All right, we gotta go. Blane needs a session.
Oh, Heather, thank you again so much for being on the show. So great to see you, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.